Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we've got a very, very interesting guy here. He says he's in IT, but I really think it's sales. He's got charisma. He's travelled the world. He's not going to talk about IT, so he says it's boring. Fair enough. Each to his own. But he's going to tell us about how he went travelling, I assume after he finished uni or college or, I don't know, breakup. But we'll find out why and where and how. So nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
So tell us, what made you start travelling? Why did you want to travel?
I don't know. I think it's that cliche sort of thing. Got to like sort of 17, 18. Didn't know that I definitely wanted to go to uni. So sort of seemed like the next best step. Was working at Warner Brothers Studios for like 6 months to get the money together.
Okay.
Not come from like a rich background where mummy and daddy could just pay for me to go off travelling for a year. So yeah.
Okay. What was it like at Warner Brothers?
Yeah, I weren't working in any of the fun bit really. So do you know the Harry Potter store?
Yeah, Harry Potter. I've heard of Harry Potter.
Yeah, so they've got
a tour.
Yeah, it's like a tour there. So basically, we just used to pick up customers from Victoria Coat Station and take them to Watford, which is where the studio was, and then give them the tickets, get them in. I was just basically the rep, but
you're just walking around talking to them.
Yeah, well, I didn't even go into their tour, to be fair. I literally was just sort of helping them get from A to B, making sure they knew what to do, because obviously these tourists aren't necessarily from the UK, so it's just
English. It's first
yeah, definitely not English their first language, but so just basically had to get a microphone, talk to them, just say, look, this is what you need to do, and then
So did you ever see the Harry Potter tour yourself?
Do you know, I had a free ticket every single day.
You never went in?
I didn't go in once, but I used to love Harry Potter until I worked at the studio, and it's really put me off it, to be honest.
Really? What did put you off?
The fanatical fans.
Really?
Yeah, like there's some.
Are they children?
No, come on, there's like.
I don't know. I've watched Harry Potter 1 or 2 times. I haven't even watched it fully. I kind of walked in and walked out.
No, so
sat down, 5 minutes, turned it over.
I mean, the thing is, I grew up with them, so like as I got older, each film seemed to be sort of perfectly timed in terms of like they get darker and darker throughout the years.
Yeah,
and I think
like
I was about,
yeah.
I think I was about 6 years old when the first one came out, so sort of my age group sort of grew up with it, I guess. But yeah.
So, what age group was this crowd then? These fanatics.
So it's all mixture. So you get everything from families taking their children to adults who are just fanatical about Harry Potter. But
just dressed up in costume and come on.
Yeah, sometimes. They always come with all the gear, and
really?
Some of the people though, like I knew people were really into it because obviously the books are like massive globally as well. But some of the people turning up, you just thought, really, does it mean that much to your life for it to be like people breaking down in tears and stuff when they got there? I had some girl nearly deafened me one day where as we pulled up to the station with we come out, just going mental. But
she just went mental, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what did you say to her? You just looked at her.
Well, they're your customers, isn't it? So you can't really be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you've got to sort of just be like, yeah.
There's no like, bitch, please.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't really do that.
Yeah. Okay. And you said these customers, so regardless of where the demographics, where they come from in the world, people were fanatical about. Yeah,
the majority. I think now and then you'd get like, I don't know, like boyfriend taking the girlfriend, and maybe the girlfriend's a lot more into it than him, but or like same with the parents. I think sometimes the parents aren't necessarily as into it, but I know I've got a little sister, and when my dad took her, even my dad was loving it, to be fair, and he's he's like your typical old school Cockney geezer. So when you told me that, I was
Well, at least you made them happy, innit?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're in the good books for a period of time. Okay. So you did that for 6 months.
Yeah.
You earned your thing. So if you was working, did you get to see any latest films? Did you meet any stars?
No, not really. They had do you know Guy Ritchie, the director?
Yep. No,
He was filming King Arthur, I think, at the time.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen it, but
it's a good film.
yeah. Oh, do you know what? It's a proper Guy Ritchie film, isn't it? Like, how can
analyze it, slow down, what's going to happen? Let's do it now. Go.
how can you make a medieval film feel like Snatch? But
no, but because Snatch was quality.
yeah,
Because when he breaks down the science of damaging people,
yeah,
about break to patellas, deaf in the ear, up to the eardrum, solar plex. I thought, I like that, because a good fighter
yeah,
understands why he's hitting somebody and where. I need to rupture his kidneys. I need to wind him. I need to damage his ribs. I need to. Do you see what I mean?
yeah,
Those kind of things, because it's going to disable him. It's going to be it. That's if you're a professional fighter. You're not just hitting people willy-nilly. I'm doing this.
yeah.
I'm going to get that effect. And that's what it's about. But, yeah. So you said Guy Ritchie turned up, and what happened?
Oh, no. You thought you had a more interesting story for your podcast, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
No. Literally, that was just the only interesting thing going on at the time. They had, they built a castle that was right next to where we were working.
Okay.
You'd see, blacked out bits, but I wasn't in the special bits to be meeting no one.
All right. No glimpse or anything?
Nah.
Okay. We've had quite a few set designers in the car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were, and script writers.
Okay.
People worked on, what's that Birmingham one? Peaky Blinders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I had people working at MI7.
Seriously?
Yeah, there's an American guy.
And he's telling you that?
Yeah, I did an interview with him. He's a cameraman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's telling me all the ins and outs about how Tom Cruise, he got on the set as a cameraman, and that was his first job ever.
Is it? I
And
never
it's
knew that.
because his dad was a bodyguard for Tom Cruise
Okay.
for so many years, and his dad must have said, Tom, do you mind, my son needs a job, can he? He's, and Tom Cruise said, don't worry, bring him on the set. And he said he was holding a camera, filming Tom Cruise as his first job. Not laying cables, not pushing the grip thing, he was holding a camera.
Yeah.
And it's but if you're working for Tom Cruise, you're that team.
Yeah.
So his team aren't changing. They're close-knit. Do you see what I mean?
He does all of his own stunts as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's talking about that as well. It's a good interview. I'm not sure if it's published yet, because I've got things backed up.
Yeah.
So going to South America. Moving on to South America. So you left?
Southeast Asia.
Sorry, Southeast Asia.
South America's next on the list, I think.
Okay. No, I want to do that. I've been Mexico.
Yeah, same.
I wanna
Where did you go in Mexico?
I want to go other places. The
Tulum?
Machu Picchu.
Oh, in Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go to the city in the sky.
You gonna go try Mother Ayahuasca?
I don't know about that. I probably don't want to see my demons.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how it goes. So you were 17 and you decide you're going to go. That's quite young.
Was that 18? 18.
18.
Yeah.
What did your mum say about that?
So I don't live with my mum, so she wasn't as worried, I think, as if I was living with her. I think sort of growing up in London, I think thinks, you know what, if you can handle South London, you can handle anything like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think she got a bit nervous, but I went with my cousin.
Oh, there's two of you.
Yeah. Even though
Older cousin?
slightly, yeah. I think he's a year and a half older than me.
Okay, so it's safe, relatively safe.
Yeah, I mean the thing is as well, Southeast Asia, Thailand anyway, is so easy. Like I think when we were going out there, we were pretty nervous about making sure we're going to be able to get around and everything, because obviously it's totally different language.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like when you go to somewhere in Europe necessarily and you've got this infrastructure of transport and it's all just as easy as anything. But once we were out there, although everything's not as necessarily modern, it's still very straightforward in terms of getting around.
Yeah.
And I think like it's tourism's their biggest sort of income in Thailand, so they're not going to make it difficult for backpackers to get around. But yeah, have you been to Thailand?
No, not yet. It's like Japan. Japan was very difficult, I think, in the 80s.
Oh, really?
And then more and more Westerners were going there, so they had to change all the signs and put up English signs to accommodate them. But before, if you went to Japan, you just had to be able to translate.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like, I had people getting a taxi, a Portuguese lady, and she didn't speak a word of English, and she was just speaking into the thing, and then passing it to me, and I was speaking, it was translating for us, which is very good, especially with my form of English. I was surprised it was working, but it was. So you got to Thailand. What was you try and become a ninja, a Thai box, Muay Thai?
No, do you know I wanted to do the Muay Thai, and I think I'm gonna go back to actually do like a couple of weeks at one of the gyms, but
it's a painful sport.
Yeah, but come on, like
shins are still.
Yeah, but think 2 weeks of training with those Muay Thai fighters, that's gonna be like I don't know, 6 months over here.
You'll be 8-pack. You'll be like, hey, you back? Kind of, I know what you're saying though. Yeah, I've been meaning to say I want to do that for 2 weeks. Just go out there.
Yeah.
You go out there, do your thing, and all of that in that respect and stuff. So, what was your first thing you did when you was out there?
So we stayed. Obviously, we were quite young, so we didn't have like a lot of money to stay in the nicest places or anything. But I feel like everyone that goes backpacking, they kind of got to do that sort of slummy life anyway. But first place we stayed in was this hostel, £2 a night.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, wonderful. Got in there. We got in there and we probably spent about an hour trying to find this place. Walked in and it's a bar on the ground floor, and it's like there's a bar on the ground floor.
A bar,
and it's like a tower block. We got in there and just everyone goes silent and looks around at us, and we're like, shit, we just walked into the wrong place.
Were they Westerners or? Yeah,
but like it wasn't just Westerners. It was just a really weird mix of people. It was dark and dingy, and we were just like, shit, is this don't look like the pictures.
Have you seen that film, Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman?
Ooh, not sure. Not sure.
Yeah, I forgot, because I think it's even based in Thailand or Indonesia or something. I can't remember.
Okay.
Carry on. The film, if I could remember, there's a scene in the film where they're testing drugs.
Okay.
And they test drug on this backpacker, like it's a white backpacker. He's just really out of it already.
Okay.
Drugs. And that's what it gave me the picture of when you're describing that.
Oh, no.
Loads of people, and there's lost. As I'm ex-military, a lot of us go there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You've got all kind of, they call us lost souls.
Okay.
Because you go there and you just forget life. People are dealing with their demons.
What, people just disappear in Thailand is what you're saying?
Yeah, they've had bad experience in the military or whatever, and they just go off.
Do you know what, when obviously I was out there for so long, we went to quite a few different places, but when we got to Koh Phangan, I found so many people that I was chatting to. There's this place in Koh Phangan called Hajiwan, and not everyone's necessarily heard of it, because they go to Koh Phangan, it's the full moon party, and that's where everyone goes for the massive piss up and everything. But you can get this taxi boat around the edge of the island, and it costs about $5 or $10. And as you get round, it's basically like this cove, and it's just paradise. Like no ATMs, no Wi-Fi. It's like proper back to basics. Although I think I heard from my friend like it's starting to modernise now, which is a proper shame. But yeah, when we got to this like little cove, and it's just, as I say, it's secluded. You can't get there by road. You have to get there by boat. There's loads of people, sort of like mid-50s, who, from speaking to them, seem like they've.
I come here when I was 15.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
But
I'm happy.
Yeah, trust me. Like they got their parties every Saturday, taking mushrooms and MDMA, and they're just
lost
out in the stars. Like.
But because the guy taught me to drive a motorbike. He was ex-military as well, but he was really messed up. He had like all metal bits in him and stuff. He crashed a lot.
Yeah.
He used to do reckless stuff because he didn't care about himself. He's like suicidal. But then he met this Thai girl, local Thai girl. She already had a child, but he just fell in love, and she looked after him. I hear the Thai women really look out for you if they're in your corner.
Yeah.
And he said it gave him a sense of purpose. But like her dad was ex. He used to fight the Viet Cong or something, or fight with the Viet Cong. You know, there's Vietnam, Cambodia, and all these things, and like the family was like a real tough family.
Yeah.
It was like deal with the criminals, deal with militia and all this kind of thing. But he said, the dad used to just call them lost souls.
Okay.
And I just, that struck me as like really deep. So imagine someone's talking about you and they say, the lost soul guy. You're like, well, I think that bad.
It does sound quite deep, doesn't it?
I think that bad. And, you start looking at yourself in the mirror like, really? Really? What's going on?
But then how long were you in the military for?
I did 12 years in all, but I did reservists at the start, and then I ended up doing some regular tours.
So, out of interest, I love a good war film. One of my favourite genres to watch.
Mosul.
What's that?
Mosul. There's a film
called
Mosul on Netflix.
All right.
I say that's the best war film to date, as in this year.
Mosul.
Was it? No. Did it come out last year? Yeah, it came out last year. That was the best film by far. Realistic. It's not like a Hollywood production. It's not like a Hollywood production or anything.
Yeah.
It's it was really good, and it's
nice.
Yeah, it's not mindless action. It's.
But I like the films where you really see like the real effects on it as well. Like you see like people really suffering like PTSD and stuff, and like that. That was one thing that I wanted to actually ask.
You get that in Mosul film.
How do you find? Obviously, I'm sure in the 12 years that you're there, you must have seen a few things that would have been difficult to sort of take.
I think I was older. The average age in the military is 15 3/4 to 25. I see how this interview is changing. No, it's reversed itself to me. I was just starting my early 30s, and you're able to deal with things a lot better than someone who's younger. But someone who's younger is also quite ignorant to responsibility and accountability. Because
this is the thing, right? Like I've had a gun put in my head once, and that had me for about a week feeling a bit weird about it. No, and I'm like. But that's just a gun point in your head, and it was in a situation where like it was a police officer, so like I felt like although I shit myself, don't get me wrong, like there's a certain amount of like there's no fucking way they're gonna pull the trigger, like there's no way.
Okay.
But I'm thinking like if you're in a situation where you know the person who's pointing a gun at you is trying to kill you, that's then gonna be a lot more traumatic, no?
No, it depends. I was in the drug house one time, and show a bit of my past history here, and there's some gunmen that come in to rob the place.
Yeah.
And one of them put the gun to my head because he'd gone in the bathroom thinking he was trying to escape.
Yeah.
And but he just wanted. I could see he just wanted to get out, and he wanted me out the way.
Yeah.
So when he come along and put the gun to me, I was just like, "Well, you're the boss, isn't it? What do you want to do?"
Yeah.
You've got my full attention now. That was it. Didn't bother.
Yeah.
Didn't bother with anything. Didn't bother me at all. Just went straight on and had lunch or whatever I had to do. Carried on painting the room. So I was actually painting and decorating in the place. But still said, no, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me in that respect. Even when one of our guys, well, it wasn't our guys, it was based on our team, it's an interpreter got blown up. His legs went everywhere.
No way.
Yeah, his legs went and bits he had to come and
how's there a laugh coming in from that? Like?
Of course, you gotta look on the funny side of life.
Yeah, of course you do.
And then I was picking up his body parts afterwards. I think he survives, but he's just obviously legless and maybe even cockless. I don't know. They say if you lose your legs above your knees, your cock won't work anymore. So we always used to say, if we're gonna go, if you're gonna step on this, just either below your knees or we might as well just die totally. There's no point living without cock.
Yeah.
Quite embarrassing, regardless of what the... Oh, I'm missing your place, isn't it?
That's all right.
I'm just driving here. Let me just turn around and I can turn up there. But yes, so back to South America. So we're running out of, not South America, Asia.
Yeah.
So any near misses, life traumatizing experiences? Any run-ins with lady boys? I hear they're quite vicious out there.
Do you know what? I've been out there twice now, to be fair, but I had a girlfriend the first time I went out there, so I was actually a good boy. So I didn't have any...
You had a British girlfriend or a Thai girlfriend?
British.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
But,
do you know... For 4 months?
4.5 months, yeah. But, to be honest, nothing traumatizing, just a lot of interesting people. Obviously, I've got into the career that I'm in now from literally meeting some random person in a hostel that I became friends with. Yeah, like, I'm sorry that I haven't got a really interesting story to tell you about how I nearly died or like...
Don't worry.
Yeah.
As long as you enjoyed yourself, you've mentioned about different places, so it's been quite interesting. But it's just a friendly chit-chat overall.
Yeah.
All right, couple of quick questions.
Yeah.
If you could... Obviously, you've lived an interesting life so far. If you could do it all again, would you do it exactly the same way?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, that's good. And what's the impact you want to have on the world?
Oh, alright, so I want to make sure that I've had at least some sort of positive life-changing effects on at least one person. I'm actually looking at setting up a website in the future. I haven't gone through it enough yet to really give too much about it, but it's basically a social media that'd be looking to help people, almost like a central hub for people to help each other in different senses. I wish I had time to actually go into detail about it, but yeah, I really want to do that, and if I can change one person's life from it, then yeah, I can die happy.
Have you got a name for it yet?
Not really, no. There's a few running about, but yeah.
We won't mention the names in case because you haven't secured them, and someone's going to say, "Yeah, it's a great idea."
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to say too much either because it's not patented. But yeah, if you see a social media come out there and you see it's going viral, be like, I did a cab journey for that bloke. But
then. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Much appreciated. We wish you well.
It's made the cab.
We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.